Market update time. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Hey traders, as you know that some of the biggest things that makes you a successful trader is really learning the art of trade management and really good money management techniques. I've just recorded the video walking through all the steps that's really going to help you. So click on the box above that says trade and money management and to get access to this video right now. Hey traders, quick market update for you. We're going to have a look at all the indices in this video. So let's have a look at the Dow Jones sort of open low and sort of closed up high, and you can see ever since here we had this nice sort of higher peak, higher trough, nice sort of break up day. And you can see when you look back in time, you can see what the market was telling you. You know, like you can really see that you can really see the differences here, right? So you can see what the market was saying here, right? You had this trough here, you had this peak here, you had this higher trough, then you had this slight little higher peak, or maybe even an equal trough. Look at that slight little higher trough and then a breakout day. See how the market was telling you it was getting ready to take off? And I know we're going back in time and looking at it, guys, but when the market starts to form these patterns, the market's saying, listen to me, listen. I'm about to take off here. You know, and when we go back in time, we can always study and analyze the price action to show you what's going on there. So we did get a small upward move. The thing that I am noticing, let me go over to the weekly chart here. This is the weekly chart. That was the daily chart a minute ago. This is the weekly chart now on the Dow Jones. And if I squeeze up my weekly chart, what tends to happen on this weekly chart? And the question is the Dow Jones about to is the Dow Jones about to reverse? And this is the reason why I say that is this. I'm not saying it's going to reverse, because this thing could just keep going up and up and up. And I'll give you some sort of projections on the S&P in a minute. But have you noticed with this blue moving average here, and actually that's the 9, so let me just fade that out through there for a minute. Have you noticed when the market gets pretty far away from the 52, it comes back to it. Pretty far away, it comes back to it. So when we get pretty far away, we come back to it. Now, if we go back in time, that was the length of how far away it was. That was the exact same length. Actually, didn't get long there. It got a bit longer there, didn't it, from the actual 52? So that was the length there, almost there, same there. It got that far away from the 52. So you can see how far away it is from the 52, and now look how far away it is from the 52 right now. Now, guys, we're just looking for, I'm just trying to see what's really going on with this market, right? What's really going on with this particular, market overall. So you can see we're pretty far away from the 52, and we just ran up. We had a small pullback, and we had a nice run up as well too. Are we getting ready for a reversal pattern? Are we getting ready for that? And so that's the question I got to ask you guys. Are we getting ready for that? So the thing that I want to say is, let me bring up the monthly chart here for a minute. This is the monthly chart here, all right? And what I want to do is let me bring up the weekly chart. And what I want to do, let me bring up that. Just the blank one right now, because we don't need to look at all those lines. And what I want to do now, this is the weekly chart, just a blank weekly chart. What I want to do is I just want to draw some long-term trend lines, all right? Just some real long-term ones. And I would say one of the long-term ones is that one there. All right? Now, why would I say that one there, guys? All right. There we go there. I would say that is one of the trend lines there. Now, what am I doing here right now, guys? I am trying to analyze what's really happening with the overall price action. So firstly, we have this trend line here. Now, what makes this valid? Well, we had a bounce there, almost a bounce there, almost a bounce there. We had a couple of bounces there. We had a bounce there. We had a lot of problems through there, a resistance through there, and now we broke back up. All right, so we can see that there. Now, why am I doing that? Because now I'm going to create a parallel trend line, and I'm going to extend this up through the highs of the recent times. Now, not back here, all right? So we could have a resistance line up the top there, but we've also got one coming closer. If I bring up my line through there, you can see somewhere, I would say up through there, and you can see the exact same angle, right? You can see it's the exact same angle, but you can see it's through there, through there, through there, through there. So are we running up? Are we ready to run up towards the 21, towards the 22,000? Is that where the Dow Jones is running to? So you can see this longer term sort of trend line. Then there's these longer term resistance lines are up here. So even though we're pretty far away from the 52, are we getting ready? Is this building steam to continue having a big blow off to the high side? Now, blow off, what I mean by that, guys, is that this thing just keeps going up and up and up and up. So now on the shorter term, guys, we can actually see that we have this sort of trend line going on through here on the shorter term. And I'd say that one through there. And if I connect it up a little bit from there to there, we can actually see that we are at the top of that trend line, aren't we? We are at the very top of that trend line right now. So in this overall channel that we are forming right now, we can see that. Now, again, guys, what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get the best sort of line. What's really going on with this Dow Jones? And this is what you do, is look at the weekly chart. And so you can have that line through there, but I'd say this is the maximum line through there. And then we have another one through there. So yeah, so I would say that this is another channel that's actually formed. As you can see, right? Look at that there. It's actually perfect. It had all the support through there, resistance through there, resistance through there. It actually had resistance through there just recently, didn't it? And now look where we are right now. We just poked his head just back above it. So are we going to hold this and continue rallying up, or are we going to continue down? Now, if I bring those exact same trend lines up with the 52, there's a lot of lines on there, as you can see, but it does look like right now we're building a lot of strength, but we are far away from the 52. So it's a pretty hard one to say, isn't it? So right now, all we have to do is just go along with what the market is telling us, and that is obviously buyers are in control. Let's go back. Let's go back to the daily chart right now. And let me just bring up this 9. And as you can see, we are just continuing to rally up, and you can see these were the long term, and that's the reason why I have it on this. I have it on number 2 here. This is the daily trend lines that I see. And the daily trend lines that I see on the Dow Jones would be something like this. Those other ones were the weekly ones, right? So something like that. So anyway, so we can see what's going on through there. So what we want to keep an eye out for is that this was the latest trough here on the daily chart. And now if I open up my chart a bit more, we can actually see that it already made a trough here, right? So we can see that this is the trough here and this is the peak here. So we're just going to connect that trend line through there, and we're going to extend that up through there to the top. And this is now a potential channel that it's in, and it looks like that it may be running up towards that. And it looks like maybe those long-term trend lines and the short-term trend lines might be coming into play. But the short-term, guys, the short-term looks like that this may be a channel that we are, this may be a channel that we're actually getting into, and we may be getting ready for another for a blow off to the high side. So it's really hard to say with the Dow Jones. I wouldn't say short this market. And I believe this market's getting ready for a really lot of buying activity, and I believe we're likely to continue going up and up and up. Now let's actually go, and I want to show you something interesting on the S&P 500, guys. It's the S&P 500. Let me go and bring this. Let me go and bring the weekly chart up here for a minute, and I want to bring up the monthly chart here. And what I want to show you guys is an analysis that generally happens. We all know about double tops and double bottoms, don't we? Pretty much, right? We all know that what happens here is how we get a projection line from the double top and double bottom is this. If the market runs down, makes a bottom, runs up, comes down, makes another bottom, and then breaks out, we measure the neckline to the bottom, we measure that up, and this would be the price target up here. Make sense? And so that's where the market's likely to get to. So what I did is we can see we have this sort of top up here and we have this bottom down here. And what I did on this monthly chart is I just used the absolute high point up here and this low point down here, not the absolute low point, but there's just this low point down here where the market had, this monthly chart had problems closing below. And I grabbed the lane, see that lane through there? And I just extended it up. I'm saying, where's this market going overall? And I just extended it up and there, bam, I had that trend line through there. So if I bring up the daily chart now, you can see that the daily chart says to me on the S&P 500, looks like that we are getting ready for a quite a decent run to the high side. This is the weekly chart here we're looking at, and we're in this overall channel here as well too, as you can see. So, and it does look like we're getting ready for a run to towards the 2,400 mark, I would say, and we're just building strength and just going up and up and up and up. So, but the same thing for guys, the S&P, same as the Dow Jones, is that the S&P now is getting pretty far away from the 52. And that's putting the caution bells on me now. Not saying a crash is going to come, but this is putting the caution bells on me. And now the problem about this, guys, the problem about when we go into a phase like this, I believe we're going to a phase right now, is that the blow off could just be so hard and so fierce and so, you know, if this is a final top in the market, if it is going to be a final top, then the blow off, then the market could be so hard and so sharp on the upside, and then it's going to be sharp on the downside. So I'm watching that day by day by day. And if I look at the, and this is the CNN fear and greed indicator. You can see right now 77. Now we're at extreme greed. So obviously 100 is just absolutely just 100% greed. So at extreme greed. During the last 5 trading days, volume in put options has lagged volume in call options by 39%. All right, the number of stocks hitting 52-week highs exceeding the number of lows, and So let's have a look here. What else is this page telling us? The VIX, the fear and greed indicator. This is the one here, isn't it? So the fear and greed indicator is not exactly where it was up here before, but the extreme greed. It looks like it's getting to that point now, isn't it? So we may even get to that point right now. So anyway, guys, so looking at the markets and looking at everything there right now, that's what I see in the markets, guys. There's a bit of a long-term view as well too when it comes to the S&P 500. When it comes to the Dow Jones, there would be an ultimate target up here at 2,400. So maybe, just maybe, that's where the S&P is getting ready to run to. Hey, thanks for watching. If you'd like to get more free education about trading, then click on the box that says free trading course. This is a free trading course. It goes for around 12 hours long. It's about 12 videos long. Covers everything from chart reading, mindset, trading systems, money management, trade management, everything you need to get yourself ahead in the markets. And if you'd like to get my help personally, then click on the box that says get John's help, and you'll be able to see how you can get my help personally. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video. And remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today.